This is Becton 99, your Lord and sometimes personal 2K Savior. I'm alive. I persist. The channel is in dire straits. No one likes it. I was watching, as you can tell by the title, I've been watching A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And I had criticisms because I was curious. I listened to the audiobook versions of the 3 novellas that have been published about this story. I'm going to put spoilers in the title. Bitch. So don't complain. No one complains. I don't get any comments. But I wanted to know the story. So knowing the whole story, the 3 books that have been published on this topic, it's like, whatever, you know? Like, cool. Not everything has to be high stakes. Life is life sometimes. So, spoilers here. The story, I never really jibed with it. Never really, because just like, oh, this guy who wants to do good, but he's not very smart. I'm like, what's the point of that? You know? He leads with his good intentions, but he's not very articulate, whatever. Maybe that was interesting for the writer. How is it interesting for me? Yes, the little boy is smart, but how smart is he? You know, he's a prince. But is he smart, or does he seem smart because his sidekick is so dumb? And then you go back to the fact that it's like, of course, Princess Jasmine liked to go to the marketplace. Maybe there are, throughout history, royals or rich people who have been curious about being poor or regular people. So they like to go to bad neighborhoods and try to blend in or whatever. And that's like, I don't know if that's honorable or like in this context, the kid has a chance to be the king. So maybe he wants to see how people really are. But I'm like, at a certain point, it's like, you're doing too much. Just chill the fuck out, you know? But they have that luxury, right? There's no person, they call it flea bottom in Game of Thrones. There's no person in flea bottom that would fucking say, let me keep no money and just be that way, you know? But the rich person or the king or the prince, they have that luxury to be decent, be an asshole, or be like, I just want to hang out with regular people. And all of that comes from, it might come from a good place, but it's also a place of privilege or whatever. So, and that's not the point of the show, but I'm just saying, where do we put that, you know? And then by what I found out or heard is that by the end of the dude's life, he dies trying to make an egg hatch or something. And I don't know, you know, fact or fiction on that part, but it's like, but that's an overall motif within Game of Thrones is sometimes people just die, or the way that they die isn't glorious or whatever. It's just, shit just happens. So, but I'm like, okay, well, why do I want to spend this time learning about this kid if he just meets a bitter end, or if you don't write him to be the person that brought the world together or whatever? And maybe there is more engagement in having a flawed character, you know? So, you know, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole just yet, I suppose. But my first initial reaction to this episode is when I audiobooked the first novella of Dunk and Egg, I don't think there was this character of him with a girl wanting to leave the city. To my knowledge, I want to say that's made up. Even if it's not made up, it's in the book. I don't remember it. But I'm saying watching that little ragamuffin Lady and the Tramp story, that was intriguing, right? It helped make the episode longer, break things up, and then it made you think about the choices that people have to make every day in situations where the kids are homeless, or the kids are born into brothels, or the kids are child rebel soldiers, or the kids work in sweatshops. Imagine all the micro and macro aggressions that happen in a school, or in any kind of place where there's people, at work, in prison, in the military, all these kind of things. Those same bully, violence, assaults, abuse, all those things are magnified and made much worse in a situation where there's like, I'm going to air quote lawlessness, but just the idea that they live on the street. Who's going to protect them? So watching that backstory play out was interesting for me as an audience member. You could say maybe the Duncan character didn't do enough in the beginning, but he's a kid. What is he supposed to do? He's trying to get out of a situation. What was interesting was the girl. She had a dream. She wanted to take him with her. They both say I love you, but the show was clever enough to do it in a way where it's like, we don't know if she means romantic love. Like maybe she just loves him as a brother and she knows that. So there is that sweet, sort of tragic thing there. Like she loves him, but what kind of love is it? And I don't think they played it to where you can decide for yourself or not really know if she loved him romantically or if she just loved him like, I want you to go and be free from this place. So then they get to the place and the money that they have is not enough. And then the guy with the one hand, the bully who, tries to mooch off the people who have nothing. And there are people like that. They run into him. She could have gotten away, but she tried to steal the knife. And that's like real life in itself. It's contrived a little bit for the plot of the show because maybe he should have just killed her when he had her, and then that'd have been different. But the show makes her have a fatal character flaw, or the show made her go, she was sad and mad about not being able to get on the boat. So she lashed out and she took the knife, and that made him kill her. We can argue the semantics of that or the psychology behind that or the reasoning behind that. But that's not the point. But I'm just saying she could have just walked away, but she didn't. And what I'm saying is it's more dramatic if she was complying and got killed. But in this situation, the end result is the same. But I'm just saying, it made her seem like she just, whatever's going on in her heart, she wanted to do the knife swipe, or she wanted to get a one-up on this person, and that got her killed. But I'm saying, it's sadder if they were just in the hallway and the dude cut her throat, and Dunk couldn't do nothing about it because that gives the girl less but more agency, because she's just trying to get through her day. She's trying to get on the fucking boat. They got robbed. She got her hands up. She's chilling. And she's thinking, because the whole episode shows you her being smart and intelligent and having ideas. So give her some more emotional credit from the screenwriters. That she can get robbed, she can lose that money, and she's going to have a plan to get back on top again, because that's the kind of person she is. but the script made her do something that wasn't even bad and then kill her. So I didn't like that. He should have cut her throat anyway. If you're a fan of the channel, my fucking alarm has been ruining my videos since the dawn of time. So we're moving on. All the choreography, all the action in the show was amazing. All the little stabs, the jabs, yada, yada, yada. Amazing. The other point that made me want to record this was they didn't really show the prince, the good prince, fighting his brother. Like I was watching, I didn't see that shit. And then he hit him in the head. His back of his head is gone. What was dumb about that was what I remember from the book, and I remember this vividly. I don't think I want to watch the rest of this season, because when you put it into the visual context, it makes no fucking sense. The older brother, he's like, I didn't mean to kill my brother. The way it unfolded in the film or the TV show, bitch, why were y'all even fighting each other? If there's 3 of the royal family in this skirmish and 2 are on the other side, I can still fight for Sir Duncan and not engage my brothers, because Sir Duncan is fighting the kid. My brother should be fighting other motherfuckers. And I should be on the other side of shit. And then if me and him look at each other or on the same plane, we attacking other motherfuckers. So the whole narrative that goes into the book that I wasn't a kin slayer, I didn't mean to kill my brother, I just thought I'd hit him in the fucking head. Hit him at all. So at that point, the entire premise, plot of the show, of the books, fell on his fucking face. Obviously, they wanted to have the arc about how the kingdom could have been with this benevolent prince, but he died in a stupid way. But this is more stupid than whatever my original concept of a stupid way is, because him and his brother, there is no need for them to fight each other. It wasn't like the benevolent prince ran straight over to his nephew and tried to kill him. Those two did never have to. So if someone else hit him, okay, maybe. But the fact that his brother hit him and then spends the rest of the books saying, I had no fucking designs to do that. Like, there's a part where he comes up in the book, he comes up to Duncan and says, like, the best fucking king we could have ever had died so a hedge knight could keep his hand in his foot. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm kind of enraged. But back to now.